Lawyers who defended monsters. According to Reddit. Number 15. Murder, robbery, and most crimes involve regular people who did or may have done something stupid due to alcoholic enthusiasm. But the clients that you keep an eye out for are the ones charged with fraud and the like. Liars, cheats, and all-around shady people, generally speaking. Even the gangs operate on a code of conduct. An old-fashioned warlike code of conduct, in fact. Honor and courage are important to them, even though they commit crimes. 22 years threatened twice, so not that bad. The real danger? Not in criminal law. It's in family law. That's where people get really heated. It's personal. This entry sucks my balls, okay? Let me just read an extra one, because this one's like, I don't know, when you're like, speaking about what's going on, as opposed to just answering the damn question. Because in the interest of clarity, the question here being asked is, lawyers of Reddit, at what point did you realize that the person you were defending is a monster? So I'm going to read you number 16, and I bet we're going to go ahead and agree that it's better, in the way of what we're looking for when we ask a question like this. That's the thing people have a problem with. They got a damn listening problem. They just want to say what they want to say regardless of what we ask them. So it's like, man, you should try listening for a change. Number 16. I had a divorce client. That's how I say that. Sorry. It's a regional dialect. Yeah. Steamed clams. A husband and a father who disowned their autistic son. Oh boy. I tried to argue that he should get all of his wife's retirement. Having not worked for 12 years, contacted me during the height of Hurricane Sandy. He was in the Bronx and I was in Manhattan, saying that he wanted to hold his wife in contempt for not paying him that day while the storm was slamming New York City. He told me I was making a huge mistake getting married. My wedding date was November 3rd, 4 days after Sandy, saying that I was going to be miserable and regret it, and I could go on. But the worst was when several months later, since his divorce was taking a long time, he sent death threat letters to myself and my wife, saying that he had hired an executor to kill the two of us in his divorce, or if his divorce wasn't finalized in 60 days. Now, this is what I'm talking about, man. I don't think there's anything scarier than like taking up a client to defend, to keep them from getting into more trouble. And then when they're unsatisfied with the way that I guess you're doing things, now they're turning on you. That shit's scary as fuck. I'm trying to help you, baby. But I guess if you perceive me not helping you the way that you thought I might, then hey, man, I guess being a lawyer is dangerous. I guess. I called the police and they said that he left the premises one day earlier. I heard nothing from him until February 2014 when he emailed me saying that he needed a winter coat from his wife and could I help get it for him. Ironically, the divorce didn't have to be completed because he killed himself before the judge signed the judgment of the divorce. Now, this is exactly the type of gnarly, outrageous bucket of bing bongs that you would have hoped that we could have started this list off with. So, the number 15, this should have been. Number 15, this should have been. But holy hell, man. We watch a lot of dumbass movies. We read a lot of silly, books. We play a lot of games. Shooty, bang, bang, chase the girl. Maybe girl chase the guy. Maybe everybody get everybody in the end and everybody happy, happily ever after. But holy hell, a story where a guy is falling out with his woman. They got to get a divorce. Disowned his autistic son. Was trying to get the wife's retirement, my dude. He turned on his defender. He turned on his lawyer because he wasn't doing what he needed he felt needed to get done. The Lord.
The Rammstein concert I mentioned last week was amazing. Have a good one, and thank you for another fun video topic.
Glad you enjoyed your content, Dami. Or Domi. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy this video as well. It's got an interesting start, and here's hoping it continues in the same fashion. Number 14, she tried to sell her baby. Oh, damn. I found out during a hearing in front of the judge. What do you mean? Oh, well, I guess it's it's a preliminary type, in the beginning, before you're truly defending the hell out of her. She tried to sell her baby, and your job as a lawyer is to defend that, is to sway a jury and be like, look, but you should have seen this baby. Oh my God.
It was Avengers.
This is a bad baby. Huh? Nah, man, this baby wasn't ugly. He was just a bad. He had a leather jacket on. He had the shades, and he wasn't just smoking one cigarette. He was smoking two at a time, chain smoking, baby. And the baby would look at you and say, "I want you to get this second hand," and you'd be like, "Oh my God, baby, damn, get this baby out of here. Get somebody, take this baby." Okay, that's enough. I apologize. What a frank entry. What a short entry. No, God, this monitor's flickering. It's killing me. Number 13. My general psychology professor worked for the state of Arkansas assessing criminals to see if they would qualify as criminally insane. He told us a story one time about a guy who would get glass shards and hide them underneath his skin, presumably to use at a more opportune time. He said his interview with the guy made the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. Nothing like when your primal instincts kicked in. Some of that long forgotten, unused shit from the gangsta days when we had to fight for our food and shit. Just kicking in testosterone style. Get move. And you're just like, what? Something's telling me I gotta get out of here. Dakota says,
Cyael, what do you think of Dr. Disrespect being banned from Twitch and E3 for streaming in the bathroom?
I mean, it's great for his brand. He's not going to remain banned. And if he does, it'll be because he's a white man that's not gay. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would imagine that he's bringing in enough money for it's not really to be a ban, it's just a suspension. Cyael also has a big problem with people calling suspensions bans. You know what I mean? Like, if you're removed but it's temporary, don't call that a ban. Call it what it is. It's a suspension. You know, because when somebody, touches a child and they're banned from the premises of a school, it's not like they can come back in a little while or something. They're legit banned. You know what I mean? What the fuck? So I would be very surprised if Dr. Disrespect isn't back on Twitch in a short amount of time, dude. Because I've seen some girls just straight up whip their titties out on motherfucking Twitch and end up back on that website. So unless the treatment is preferential in favor of some of these ladies, which we already know that it is, I'm pretty sure Dr. Disrespect in time will be able to get back. So again, the fact that this is like ludicrous, the fact that it's like hypocritical, it's silly, it's not like something that was genuinely malicious in intent, it's bogus, so everybody can kind of stand back and go, really, Twitch? Is that what you're all about? That's good for his brand. It's going to make people sympathetic to this guy who cheated on his wife or whatever, right? Why some of these guys get into a monogamous relationship when they want to stick their hoo-hoo dilly and other girls' cha-chas is a big fucking mystery to me. But I'll tell you what. The time flows like sands in an hourglass. I call multiple pieces of sand sands, Yeah, because he should have been in Smash Brothers, but they put Banjo-Kazooie in instead. What? What? Number 12. A lifelong criminal defense lawyer here. To be completely honest, it's not about the offense, but about the person. Can you not? Can you not? Please just give us a monster. That's what we're asking for. Something anecdotal. I know a lot of you assholes have problems answering questions, but let's pretend for one day that you have spoken to another human being in a capacity where they actually want to talk to you past 2 or 3 instances, and that they're not somebody that's ducking out of rooms when they see you coming or going, oh my God, it's this motherfucker. So when I'm asking you a question, please just give us the bing bongs, you know? Can you imagine just going, like somebody walks up to you and goes, hey, what's a good joke you've heard? And you're just like, oh, I don't think the types of jokes that can just be delivered in a very easy and quick way are the types of things that people should even be about. I write a blog and it's like, bruh, bye, goodbye, fuck me. All we wanted was a monster you defended. If you are a lawyer, hit us with it, man. It's not really about that. I've had people accused of murder that I really kind of liked and thought of, well, let's just skip the entry, guys. God damn it, man. Number 11. I'll go ahead and say it. When I practiced family law and criminal defense, I trusted and believed my criminal defense clients 100% more than my divorce/custody clients. So again, you know, this is another person saying, oh, bro, it's not the criminal dudes. It's the, you know, the family dudes. The divorce and people trying to get custody of the kids and shit like that. The worst monsters are the people who manipulate minor children for custody reasons. Fuck them. Luckily, I'm out of the area of law right now, hopefully for good. Well, you already know. Why would you need to be told that? Y'all some normie, basic ass fucking people. Listen to me very carefully, everybody. Because the only reason that I want you guys to be ignorant of certain things like this is because you've never thought of it. Not because you are incapable of rational thought or common sense enough to know that yes, people are at their most manipulative when they're dealing with other people, okay? You know how many things are technically illegal in this bullshit ass world? We can't smoke a joint without the police. Woo, you know what I mean? We can't, you know, you're going like a fucking 5 miles over the speed limit and they pulling you over to lie about what speed you were going and all kind of bullshit like this. There are so many things in this world that are illegal, you know? But like, yeah, if you're breaking into somebody else's house, if you're doing something violent against another person, shit like that, these are terrible, terrible crimes. But hey, man, I don't think it's in the same fucking league as maybe you getting caught with a little bit of something, and now you going to jail, and now you got to jump through all these hoops. But when you're dealing with somebody that wants custody of the kids or is just really, really mad at another person because they found out they were cheating because they made them look stupid, and their reputation is everything to them. So now what they're going to do is they're going to destroy your reputation. You think you're such a high and mighty surgeon, doctor, lawyer? I'm going to tell these kids to tell everyone that you touched them. What about your reputation now? You know how many great men literally did nothing, but because a girl was like, he touched me, here come them allegations. Play that clown music. And now he's jumping in and out of fucking court for years while everybody's just like, you son of a bitch, I hope you die. I hope everything that you've ever built up burns to the ground. And then years later, oh, well, actually he didn't do it. Or maybe he does jail time. And later the girl's like, well, I lied. I was bored. He was ugly. Is she gonna do jail time? Nah, that's not the way the world works. So yes, dude, people dealing with people are the real monsters. Not some guy that, you know, stole some beef jerky from a convenience store. Not some dude that had a little bit of weed. You know, when you got such a small amount of drugs that you're trying to fuck yourself up, and it's clear that you're not trying to fuck other people up, you're not trying to sell it to other people. Hey man, isn't that your own business? Cyael channel does not condone the use of any extra judicial drugs. Horror Queen says, O'Hara, Cyael, what the hell? That better just be, you know, your L button doesn't work on that keyboard, man. Nothing racial here. Everything's okay. A-okay. Okay, YouTube? Love ya. Mwah. YouTube. Yeah, let's go. Number 10. The first week that I started my current criminal defense firm, I was tasked with cataloging discovery for our client's phone. Discovery is like the gayest part of it's like the paperwork part of being a lawyer. The phone had multiple, I'm talking around 4,000 videos, photos, text exchanges with women under 16. Though not all of the girls' ages were confirmed, Most, if not all, were under the legal age of consent, and many were barely pubescent, naked, being prostituted over 1 year. Jesus. He would lure these girls in exchange for drugs. Nothing felt totally bizarre until I came across one video where he was clearly forcing himself upon a literal child who was so high on benzo and choking her in the process. When our firm confronted him, he said that he was in love and that's why he did it. Okay. He would also take these girls to hotels and make them have sex with one another while he taped them, but nothing beat what I said above. Pretty horrifying stuff for my first week on the job. I mean, dude, if they're all under the bing bong, that's awful. That is awful. That is awful. Number 9. We had a client try and enforce a post-employment employment restraint against a 19-year-old receptionist after she quit and started working for a competitor. I'm not familiar with what a post-employment restraint is, but hopefully we can figure it out together. Post-employment restraint. A post-employment restraint, Google says, are a common feature with many employment contracts. I think we are meant to believe that maybe it means that your employer, if you worked for them and you signed the right contract, can make it so that he restrains you from working somewhere else. That's what I'm forced to assume this is, even though I'm not getting a clear explanation of what it is. So basically, your old boss get to decide, hey, you don't get to work somewhere for a while. And that does not seem good. Anyway, we had a client that tried to enforce a post-employment restraint against a 19-year-old receptionist after she quit and started working for a competitor. The reason? He wanted to make her life hell because she wouldn't sleep with him. A creepy 57-year-old man. Him trying to sleep with her was the reason that she quit. Unsurprisingly, he didn't take our advice to discontinue the claim, so we ended up sending him elsewhere. That's so unfortunate. Anthony Kagalovsky says, fuck, I'm having a bad day, Cyael. Please help me. Well, I'm here for you. I'm sorry about what you're going through. And if you can't run, not that I'm saying you should run away from all your problems, but you know, if you can't situate yourself somewhere until everything dies down, if it's like one of those explosive types of situations, then I hope that this will be a distraction enough to make it so that you, I want to say, develop a little more energy to withstand whatever onslaught is coming your way. I'm sorry. Try to grit your teeth. I grant you all my energy, and I hope that you can deal with it. Milk Shacky says, I cracked the phone and the caps thing. Who?
Said that the reason that there were some errors and such were because of her phone screen being cracked.
I'm sorry, guys. My phone is cracked, and if I hit enter before looking, the errors are there. Well, I'm glad you're all well. Let's continue through this list. Number 8. I can share a good story, then do it. I had a teacher in high school who was a former lawyer. He always asked him why he gave up his practice and began teaching. He finally caved and explained that his last case was the defense of 3 people. Apparently, there had been a 4th person. It was 2 couples who, in the act of drunken, drugged orgy, decided to kill, partially eat, and dismember one of the women. Listen to me, bro. Drunken? Oh, drugged. That's what I'm looking for. Woo. Sorry, sometimes I'm trying to deliver the things that I'm reading well enough that I kind of don't even hear them myself, as crazy as that sounds. So yeah, drugged. What do you think they were taking? In a drunken, drugged orgy, they decided to kill and partially eat one of the women. I guess it seemed like a good idea at the time. As a lawyer, he said it was pretty open and shut, but he had to get his clients the best result possible. And he was exposed to all of the horrid details, the pictures, and their reasoning. My teacher had such a far-off look when he explained it that we could see it really got to him. Oh boy. Lumix says, does Dia stream anywhere or no? Dia streams on Twitch occasionally.
Just need a set.
But we don't have a setup for her right now in this place because we're kind of confined to this one room until we properly sort out the portable air condition thing. So I think, when we make a little more space, I can try to set her up in here. I also can't find my laptop charger cable, but it's all going to come with us just so, getting things a little more clean. It's just if we budge too much, we burst into flames. So, little by little, everything will get done. And Dia will be set up again soon. Bing my bum. As we continue to number 7 on this list, I've done a lot of prison legal aid, and I could tell that the stories about child bing bongers would turn you green, but instead, I'll turn you green in a different way. I had a kid who was 17 years old who was mildly cognitively disabled due to brain trauma that he has sustained at the hands of his birth parents. Come on. Who ended up with a really wonderful foster care family, and he thrived. That's good for him. He was a popular kid in school, a good athlete. He was a popular kid in school, a good athlete, got a girlfriend and invited her to meet up and be teenagers one night in a corn silo. Which I guess is a thing that country kids do? I don't know. This all comes from the pre-sentence investigation report that I read before taking his case. The girl met him at the silo and they were hanging out outside. By his account, they were having a nice time and he was really enjoying himself. Then for no particular reason, he picked up a 2x4 and bashed her skull in. He then used a combination of very crude farm implementations, shovels, hose, to chop her body up and bury it in the corn, and went home like nothing had happened. Number 6, man. Criminal defense lawyer. I can name a few instances where I was absolutely disgusted with my client. Caveat, these are mostly years ago when I was taking just any old case. I mostly practice white collar and federal law now. Okay. Number 1. I won a DUI case because the government messed up on something right before trial was supposed to begin. My client gives me a hug and completely reeks of alcohol. He was driven to court. I took his keys and I called his mother. Ugh. Jussie Smollett is just jumping to my mind. When people get to walk because the courts fuck up, but they still putting away innocent motherfuckers. Cool. Number 2, client who was accused of bing-bonging a 12-year-old child. He was mid-40s at the time, and I had to shut him down real quick when he tried to tell me how the 12-year-old was coming on to him. Bruh. Number 3. I represented a woman for a grand theft charge, left her in my office to get some things copied from before she left. After she leaves, I realized my sunglasses and car keys were stolen. I tracked her down in the lobby and I told her I was not going to represent her anymore and that I'd call the police if she didn't empty her pockets in front of me and give me my things. You represented a bitch that stole from you. What the hell? Stealing from your lawyer? Stealing from your lawyer? Creeper Mama says, hey Cyael, I hope you're having a great day, and much love to you. Much love to you too. Mwah. Hope you guys are enjoying that dancing Bob. Dancing boobs. Dancing Bob. Bob is the name of the little character from Animal Crossing down at the bottom that's dancing. Thanks Stripes for that, even though, Ryukage was responsible for setting that up. So to everybody that's here, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Do me a big favor, like this video, like I care. Haha. I want to get these flowing out to everybody, and that helps people get notified. If you want to get notified and you want to bypass all of the hijinks of YouTube not letting people know, jump into the Discord. I'll send you all a notification when I begin these streams. Sometimes they're in the day, sometimes they're at 9:30 Eastern, like they should be. And sometimes they're way later than that because I get called away. I get called away these days. So, the channel's remonetized. That's good to know. So hopefully there's a join button available for some of you. And as Nick Krieg is demonstrating right now, the super chats are available as well, even though I prefer the Streamlabs because they go straight to me and I don't have to wait. But this is also great. Why does he say free super chats? I mean, like free for me? Yeah, no, the main reason I prefer non-super chat is because YouTube takes a 30% cut. So you're giving me $100, $30 is YouTube's. You didn't know that, did you? Well, now you know. Love ya. Thank you, Nick. Hello, Chuckster. Let's continue with this list. And in all its edgy glory. Okay. Number 3 on this guy's couple of stories says, I represented a woman for grand theft charge. Wait, I read that one. This one says, I had a client who was released after 25 years in prison for murder, and the same day he beats up his prospective new landlord. He ended up getting another 10 years. He was unrepentant and laughed about how he hit the guy so hard his eyeball popped out. I thought this guy deserves to be in prison. I took the case to trial anyway, and shocker, lost. And he got 10 years. Nick says YouTube gives him free money. That's pretty dope. Interesting. Thank you for sharing it with me. Number 5, a client who pretended to be a doctor so he could sell steroids. Oh my gosh. According to the government, he had numerous clients who were made to believe that his steroids would cure their cancer. They paid him hundreds of thousands of dollars and some of them died. I just thought that was pure evil. It is. It is. It is. Boy, this is it's pretty dark stuff, you know? I'm beginning to realize that everything that I want to do on a daily basis is like, it's probably not the thing that YouTube would be smiling upon. I mean, we already knew that. But real life isn't exactly something that you can put makeup on and then make a video about. Number 5, I had a client who was accused of domestic violence. Essentially, he threw his girlfriend out of a second-story window. Now, he's got a terrible history, but so do a lot of my clients, and his attitude is a little entitled and also pretty typical. But he also knows the deal and wants a plea deal. So, I'm not really prepared when he absolutely refuses the no jail offer from the state. Keep in mind, there were like 5 witnesses. Why? Because they wanted him to pay for her medical bills. He refused a no jail offer for domestic abuse where he threw a bitch out of a 2-story window? Chuckster said he likened the fresh pepper emote. Now that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad you like it, my man. I spent all of like 5 minutes in, Photoshop because I saved it incorrectly like a dumbass. If you save shit as a JPEG, then it saves the white background version, but you need to save it as a PNG so that the shit behind it is transparent. That's a fresh emote right there. But you know what? Only gangsters gonna get to use it, you feel me? Wait a goddamn minute on that ass. Milk Shocky says, do you have to pay in order to be a premium user? I like the way that sounds, but that's not what we call that. It's just like a member, you know? So you want to be a member? Hey, actually though, Chuckster is about as gangster as it gets. 1 year and 6 months. That's why he has the demonetization icon. My God, because a lot of people fell off after YouTube froze all of my monetization because it does shit like that. But there it is. Oh snap, look at Stripes. She also got that 1 year 7 months. God damn. 1 year and 7 months on Stripes. Wow. Jesus, has it been so long? We're dying. We're slowly dying. Listen, my man, not my man, somebody's man's, threw a lady out of a freaking 2-story window, and the court ordered him no jail time. Think about the world we living in, right? And my dude said, hell nah. Why? Because he didn't want to pay the medical bills. So then the asshole, okay, an asshole, but whatever, not the worst. What did it was the counter offer. He said, I ain't paying that bitch bills. Tell them I'll pay for the window. The prosecutor was not happy. There's something inside me. There's something inside me that's like, you know, I don't know what to say. That's a line. That is a line right there. I'm not condoning that. I'm not giving him any praise for what he's done. But fuck me, that line. It says a bitch shocked to learn that by throwing someone out of a 2nd-story window in front of 5 witnesses, it was possible for him to get offered no jail time. Someone said they want to reserve space for the more serious criminals, like the ones with possession charges. Oh my God. Oh my God. I applaud you, sir. That's what I feel. You know? You know what I mean? That is what I fucking feel. Number 4. When I had to go to the U.S. Attorney's office to view the evidence in this case, there they were, hundreds of images of CP that he had traded, close-up images of his baby's area that he had taken and sent around the internet. There were pictures of his neighbor's daughters playing in their kiddie pool, and I realized he just couldn't help himself. But he also never once claimed responsibility or showed remorse, so I don't feel badly for him. What a terrible realization to realize he couldn't help himself. What the fuck? Someone responds, my best friend worked courts as a U.S. Marshal for the first 2 or so years of his career. He'd tell stories of when they prosecuted kitty diddlers, and they entered thousands of images into the record. And the jury had to view all of them, as each was an exhibit of evidence. He knew better and didn't look at the monitors, but he told stories of jurors that started to cry, shaking with rage, even vomiting after seeing too much incredibly awful stuff. The trial took forever because the jurors would have to take recesses to calm down. There are some messed up people in the world, man. Somebody else responds, I'm rethinking reading the rest of this thread. I feel for everyone who is exposed to this stuff on a regular basis. What's going on, my YouTube subscribers? I'm kidding. That's not cool. That's not cool. It's not like you guys are looking forward to this specific brand of stuff. It's just like, it's real life. It's reality. And it's funny that a lot of people would rather just have this shit blotted out. But, that's not real. We might as well be living in a simulation if some guys are going to decide that we only get exposed to the good things in the world. Fuck me. What is Milk Shocky talking about? Oh, okay, bye. Have a good one. What's he saying?
Someone
Who left? Nick Krieg is all like,
Alright, guys, I gotta go. I figured I would use my free donations. Have a good day.
You have a good day too, Nick. Nick Krieg. Oh boy. Let's continue, boys. Alright. Now, number 3. I'm on the other side. But I've got a defendant who went to prison for starving 3 adopted children to the point that they needed weeks of hospitalization. Weeks. Then he got out of prison, married a guy with children so that she could start starving them too. Why didn't, oh God. Listening to her interview where she attempts to justify what she did to both sets of kids disturbed me more than any of the murder cases that I've ever worked on. When you give some women power, dude, my dude asks, what the hell was her justification? And the original guy says she did nothing wrong. She was just trying to help them be healthy and beautiful. Oh my God. She felt bad for the first set of kids because they needed her. What? Yeah. What do you say? What do you say to this? What do you say to this? The sickness isn't that people are fucked in the mind. It's that they have to translate that misery to others. They have to unload that onto other people. It's fucked. It's fucked. My lord. Number 2, boy, from a user just named fuck. What? I listened to a 911 call where the victim's throat was shagoogled while on the call by our client. So you represented a guy that you heard the 911 call where the dude was getting his throat slit on the call. I will never forget her gurgling and sounds like she was dying. She somehow lived, but she was saying, he killed me, he killed me. What? When your real life is a little bit too creepypasta, bruh. Look. Oh my God. I like the stream right now because people are just like, this is absolutely disgusting. So Dia, what's your stream at? What's that going on? I saw that Yoda video. What's going on over there? What the fuck? Look at her. She's like, I'm Dia. What the fuck? What's Dia's Twitch? I mean, it's not in the description. Dia de los Muertos. I chose Dia's hot fire Twitch name. There it is, my dudes. There it is. Blep. Blep, blep. Horror Queen says, I don't think you can make a medical diagnosis of someone based on a paragraph of a story, though, Eva. Just saying. There's a screw loose for sure. Eva was trying to defend something here. Eva says, sounds like Munchausen by proxy. You never know. You never know. Yeah, Horror Queen is unfortunately right here. We don't know enough. You know? We don't know enough. And some of these people could just be fucked in a way where it's like, some people do shit because they can. You know? And I think there is no, and this is going to sound like the craziest fucking, I need to end this list after I say some metal shit like this, okay? But the bottom line is, some of the safest types of abuse are a family member, like an adult, to a child. What are those kids going to do about it usually? And especially if the kids are young enough to not even understand that it's abuse because they live in isolation, you know? Maybe they don't know what the nuances of other people's relationships in behind closed doors are like. They're just going to put up with that. They're just going to put up with that. And some of these kids, in fact, are trapped and they don't have, you know, a chance to do anything more. I'm not just saying that scenario or that those circumstances enable a person to decide to jump up and abuse their kids. They're still crazy. You know, they're still insane. And that's why they do it, is because they're insane. But I don't think that people, you know, we can come up with all kinds of names and phrases and terms and conditions, but at the end of the day, some people do the things that they do because it popped into their mind on a whim. They chose to do it. On a whim, they chose to do it. It's not even the type of like reoccurring thought that maybe we have, you know, we have like the call of the void where we're standing near a cliff and we're like, man, I should jump. We're driving in a car and I'm like, man, I should open this car door, dude. It's not a recurring thing. It's just a fleeting butterfly of a thought that comes through some people's mind and they're like, I'm gonna fucking do this now. And they do it. And it's evil. It's evil, it's cruel, it's awful, and we stop and we think, what kind of person can do this to another person? Have they no heart? Where are their morals? What is their code? Haven't they considered the pain or misery that they're putting another person through? Those people often don't think about the other people. They don't give a shit. That's not something that crosses their mind, you know? Some of my favorite stories that I've read, not on stream because they're a little too gangster, are when some people get what's coming to them. I don't want to call them revenge stories, but I want to call them like some people that have done some terrible things. When those terrible things get done to them, it becomes clear that it was never even a thought to them that they were doing something so terrible to other people. Because to them, it was all selfish. It was about the rush or whatever it made them feel or however it made them feel, you know? But when they realize, dude, what they're doing, it's like this eye-opening experience. It's hilarious when you think about it, that some people operate without the ability to process that other people exist the same way that they do and that they feel. So, I don't know. What the hell are you guys? Miss Obama, get down. That's racist. You can't unsub to Cyael. Who the hell trying to unsub? Bruh. And who the hell is saying yo soy de Chihuahua? What the hell has happened to this chat? How did kids find their way in here to pee in this pool overnight? You know, this wasn't here yesterday. Who are you guys? As we continue up this list, we're almost done here. We're at number 1. And there's some blurred out things on number 1. Holy fuck. It says very disturbing content warning. So as we put a bow on this list of lawyers who defended monsters, I hope you like my thumbnail. You should like my thumbnail. You should like me, you know? If we arranged those purple dots on him, we could, like, if they were horizontal, they could be like big purple boobs, you know? Purple boobs, big perky bouncy purple boobs on my gingerbread man. Yeah. Number 1. Even though I've made a throwaway, I'm going to be a bit vague because I still take my ethical duties to a former client seriously, and I can't breach privileges of the NDA that I signed. This is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. Look, a long time ago during the summer after my first year of law school, when I was briefly working at a well-known criminal defense firm, fuck, the client, whose case I was working was one of the several defendants charged with conspiracy to commit murder. 3 individuals had committed the murders, and several others had either helped plan it, abducted the victims, came along to watch, or filmed it. We got a real internet scenario here, boy. This is horrifying. We got a real group of bastards in on the bing bong. In order to see whether our client was one of the individuals present at the scene, I had to watch multiple videos of the murders. I watched multiple people brutally killed in about the worst possible ways that you can imagine. I'm going to reveal the spoiler. They were chopped into pieces while they were alive, and their skulls were stomped in. It was some grainy security footage. It wasn't some grainy security footage. It was HD video taken by bystanders whom were feet away. This better be some hot, terrifying ISIS footage, apparently. The video showed someone's brain squirting on. I also had to listen to the audio to see if our client's voice could be heard. The screams were bad. The laughter was worse. It was stuck with me for years and years, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. Thankfully, my internship at the firm ended a few weeks later, at the end of the summer. I never looked up the sentence from the case and have no desire to. In our case, there was no presumption of innocence. The individuals involved had all taken pleas in hope that the prosecutors wouldn't seek the death penalty. My God, you fucked. When they're all just taking the plea, the only thing that would change was whether our client would get the death penalty, based on whether or not we could find if he was present or filming, or life in prison. My God. Working in criminal defense meant setting my judgment for people aside so that they could be afforded the rights guaranteed to them by the Constitution. I still did my job to the best of my ability, but I found myself lying awake at night for several weeks in a row, praying to every god that I knew that each of those motherfuckers involved would fry in the electric chair and that someone would laugh at their screams. Laugh at their screams too. After that internship, I never returned to criminal law and now practice civil law, where I help people recover the wrongs done to them. Now listen to me. We all believe in fairness, you know? Innocent until proven guilty. So lawyers have a very specific and very important job to do. But the comedy of this list is lawyers who defended monsters. I think you need to be you need to be something in the way of a monster to be a lawyer. You need to be desensitized, just like in many aspects of the government and a lot of off-the-book type of black organizations, that you don't need to have feelings, you know. And I 100% agree and admit that it takes a wildly bigger man than I, and a much more detached man than I, to overlook the fact that someone is in fact guilty of something heinous, of something evil that they have done, because they are entitled to rights. They are entitled to the right to be defended. Because there is a possibility that, you know, a court can fuck up, that you can convince a dumb jury to sway in favor of this person. I think it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. And I don't know what more to say to that. Oh boy. I want to thank all of you for being so wonderful. There are some people, you know, messaging me through YouTube asking how to donate. And I don't know if they genuinely can't find a way, or if they're asking for the best way. So the best way is Streamlabs, because that money will go straight to me, as opposed to Super Chat, where they'll take 30%. But again, the fact that I am even remonetized again for however long this lasts is a blessing, to say the least. And that at the very least, the few videos of mine that stay monetized can trickle in a little bit of a revenue for me to just throw out some damn bills, bruh. I really do love all of you, and here's hoping we can find some entries that are as entertaining but less edgy. Cause my God, this is that giggledy. You know what I mean? Horror Queen says, "Oh snap, you got monetized." Yes. That's why we have access to my, you know, little emojis again. It broke my heart watching them take those. And most of the people who were sponsors before are not sponsors now, but hey, that's fine. The fact that I got it back is something nice. DO1 says, "Wait, Cyael, question about snaky lawyers. It's the 25-year anniversary of O.J. Simpson. So what do you think about it?" I mean, what do you mean, what do I think about it? If he did it and he got away, damn, baby. But if he didn't do it and I guess he was acquitted, sure, justice doing his work. You know? I think, you know, I think that's a wild story. And because I wasn't there, I don't know. But if he did do it and he got away with it, holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. That's our legal system in action, is what it is. You know? He came up with a catchy rhyme for a fucking court case. If the glove doesn't fit, then you must acquit. What's his name? Al Sharpton, right? Am I thinking of the right guy? Am I thinking of the right guy? I don't think Al Sharpton may be another dude. So my bad. Yes. I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday and things make sense. Oh, Johnny Cochran. You're right. Johnny Cochran. Who the fuck is Al Sharpton? Is Al Sharpton that black dude with crazy hair that was on TV all the time? He would just be yelling, talk about black people. Reverend Ale Sharp. It's weird that name came to my mind though. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll try to come back with something different towards the end of the day. You guys will see me soon. Stay out of trouble. And we'll probably try to play something later. What was that? Oh, Taz tipped $2 through Super Chat. Appreciate that, my man. How do people get free donations? Y'all should tell me how that rolls out. Huh?
YouTube Premium.
What's YouTube Premium?
You pay so that you don't have to pay for ads. Apparently,
And then they give you the cash for what?
I don't know.
Dia's wearing this like tiny top. You guys can't see it though. Bro. That's nuts, Dia. Guys, I love you. I'll catch you guys soon. Stay out of trouble. Look at Bob dance. Look at Bob dance. Bye. 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 I love you.